Hi, everybody. My name is Kaylee, and I am Dr. Katinka's Patient Care Coordinator at the Spiro Clinic. I would love to welcome you to our webinar today. First and foremost, if you guys could, just drop a line and tell us where you're writing in from. We always love to see that, so you can add that in the chat. We would love to read that and see where we have guests from all over the world. We're really excited to talk to you guys today. I just wanted to share a little bit and say, I personally understand what you're going through. If you are a chronic pain sufferer or a family or you have a family member or a friend who suffers from chronic pain, I have suffered from chronic pain as well, and Dr. Katinka has completely transformed my life. So I know how difficult it is going from doctor to doctor. I know you're probably exhausted. I know that you feel like you've been given no real hope or answers. I know what that feels like, and I know how it can affect you, not just physically, but mentally and emotionally. So I would say our number one goal is to provide you guys with some hope today. That's our goal in everything we do. We want to spread the message of hope, because even if you've been told that you're a hopeless condition, we don't believe that and we don't accept that. So I would love to introduce Dr. Katinka to you guys. She is an author, a speaker, and the brains behind this whole project. So here she is.
Thank you, Kelly, for that introduction. Kelly doesn't normally discuss her personal journey, so I know that that is very emotional for her, and I thank you for opening up about that. Our staff members are incredibly passionate about what they do, and that's why I choose them. You guys have walked a long journey, and you've been alone, often misunderstood by medicine in the USA and all across the world. When it comes to chronic pain, you're just in a very, very difficult position. At the end of this webinar, I'm going to share with you how you can actually book an appointment and get to speak with me personally, because we only have 20 minutes or so today that I'm going to speak to you. And I understand that each case is very specific and you guys may have some very specific questions. That being said, I'm going to answer some of your questions today. So if you have a question, type it in the comment section and I'm going to try to address some of them. If you have a question, everybody else has a question too. So a little bit about our background. We have a relatively small clinic in Fayetteville, Arkansas. We have 20 staff members, so it's not a hospital by any means. But more and more, we are starting to be known all around the world for the work that we are doing with severe chronic pain conditions that are supposed to be hopeless. That does not mean if you're watching this today and you don't have one of these what we call suicide diseases that your case is not severe enough for us. That's not true. We want to help anybody out there suffering daily because there just has to be more to life than living your life in pain. Now, if you have chronic pain, I know that you have been from doctor to doctor to doctor. And while I am not negative about the medical world, I think they have a place. And thank goodness when we break a bone or we're in a car accident and we're bleeding or we need a heart transplant, that we have such brilliant medical doctors and minds out there in all the research to help us to survive those accidents. However, when your body is hurting, and we cannot stop it from hurting, throwing more and more medication at it, to me, is not the answer. So medically, the approach is we have to stop the pain. We have to interrupt the pain signal. We have to go in, maybe do surgery. We have to put in a spinal cord stimulator, trying to interrupt those pain signals. But the problem is your body is incredibly intelligent and it is trying to tell you, your brain, that it's hurting and your brain is desperately trying to heal it. That's why we have pain. That's why our bodies were designed with pain. If you have your hand on a hot stove, you're supposed to feel that so that you can lift your hand away from the hot plate. So really, pain was designed to protect us. But when pain becomes chronic, it becomes our enemy, and it becomes the thing that keeps us from leading fulfilled, happy, healthy lives where we live with purpose and happiness, and we get to interact with our loved ones and feel joy. It robs us of so much joy. And if it's bad to be in pain, it is even worse to have your child be in pain. And now a quick personal tale about myself. This weekend, Saturday, my 11-year-old fractured his clavicle bone here, and it was a very, very severe fracture. The orthopedic surgeon says that he had an adult fracture in a child's body. He was in screaming pain for almost 2 hours. We went to Children's Hospital. I sat in the waiting room and I was ready to tear my hair out of my head and run screaming down the halls, begging whoever I could find for pain relief. It was horrible. They took him in, they gave him intranasal fentanyl, he had oxycodones, whatever they had to give him to get that pain down enough so that he could finally nod off and go to sleep. The difference between my child and children with conditions like complex regional pain syndrome is that it's something that could be seen black on white. There was a fracture, the doctors knew what to do. Invisible illness or invisible pain is much more difficult because it causes the same screaming pain, but typically medications will just take the edge off of it. So where does that leave you guys? How is it possible to break out of this vicious pain cycle? I designed this clinic of mine holistically, meaning we address the entire body all at once. And we start by treating the central nervous system. The central nervous system is your brain and spinal cord and your cranial nerves. And those nerves are supposed to help you heal from within. But if those nerves no longer can communicate and do their job properly, if you have physical, chemical, or emotional stress that are interfering with the nerve communication in your body, then your body cannot heal like it is supposed to do. So every system that I have brought in is world-renowned for treating the central nervous system. Now, we use what I call a shotgun approach. That means we do 15 different things all at once, where one thing amplify the function of the next system so that together they're so much more powerful than if you use them all by themselves. So patients come to our clinic with these suicide diseases like complex regional pain syndrome, which is a condition where you have a relatively minor injury, let's say like my son's clavicular fracture, or a bunion surgery or tendonitis, something that should be resolved. And then the pain continues to increase to where the patient eventually feels they're on fire. They're literally being burned with acid or a blowtorch. And we don't just treat complex regional pain syndrome. Any conditions for medically that you've been told there is no hope for, we love taking hopeless cases and helping those patients climb out of those very deep, desperate holes to regain their lives. So those 15 different systems very much focuses on the central nervous system. One thing I want to tell you guys about today, and I also want to tell you about a book you can go get right now. I'm not affiliated with the author, but I think this work can really help you. It's called Accessing the Healing Power of the Vagus Nerve by Rosenberg. It's available on Amazon, and he has fantastic exercises in how to normalize the vagus nerve, which is one of the nerves that controls inflammation in your central nervous system. So go get that book, start the exercises. They're very, very simple. The other systems we use deal with physical therapy, but I call it physical therapy on steroids. So we hook you up to a very special machine. This machine is putting a direct current through your body. And yes, if you're in pain and you're watching this, people in severe pain can't tolerate that current. Then you have a very skilled curing therapist that takes you through this incredible physical therapy where every second on the machine is equivalent to 250 physical therapy moves. That is crazy for the possibilities. If you see the videos where someone's in a wheelchair and then a few weeks later you watch them again and they're walking, it's because of that therapy. We have a therapy that causes neuromodulation, and that's a very fancy word that basically means your body is in this endless loop where the brain is looking at the injury saying, oh, this is injured, what should we do about this? But we cannot get all the systems online to treat it. It's basically calling in a national alert in your nervous system. It's kind of like an Amber Alert in a way, where every part of your nervous system is asked to come online and focus on that specific injury right now and make that a priority to heal. So I can go on and on about our systems. We do have a letter that we can send out if you're interested after. And again, Kaylee is going to tell you how you can book that consult with me afterwards. And we can get that letter out to you that really describes each and every one of our systems in detail. The thing that is very important to me is that we continue to strive for constant improvement. So often a doctor will decide on a treatment and then that's the only thing that they do. But unless we have 100% success rate, and our success rate last time we measured was 84%, we continue to strive to reach 100%. So that means we have our eyes and ears open, and if there's a new treatment in the world that we find out about, we bring it in and make it part of our system. Just this week, we are training in a new kind of treatment that is so exciting that they've used very successfully in the VA in the United States for people that had amputations and now have phantom nerve pain. So you no longer have a leg, but it feels like you have a leg and it is in severe pain. And how they treat that is with virtual reality, where you put on these virtual reality glasses, and in these exercises, you are given this whole complete body that can move perfectly. So your brain starts believing that this is possible and it starts rewiring. I don't think that we're that incredibly smart. It's just that we figured out and believe that the body can heal from within. And we've seen it happen enough times that myself and my staff have become so deadly focused on improvement and seeing these miracles. We live for those moments. Every video that you guys see on our Spiro Clinic page is such an inspiration for us. I did a video this morning of a young patient, well young, he's in his 20s, from San Diego, who was in a horrible car accident where his foot got trapped and the car rolled and rolled going at 70 miles an hour, and he was bleeding profusely, multiple fractures, tears of the tendons. He's had complex regional pain syndrome for 10 years, and his pain today just dropped to a 0 to a 1, and I got that on video and it just made my day. So I want you to know that we're dedicated. Our goal is to change how chronic pain is addressed through medicine, to get our message out, not just here, but to the rest of the world. We have found this magic formula that seems to work incredibly well, where you have to address every single part of the patient. And I'm just seeing Andrew Edwards said, thank you so much for doing this. Andrew, thank you for your kind words. I don't feel like I work. I get to come to work and live my passion. So that's just an incredible gift to me. Thank you for your kind words. When a patient comes in, one of the things that we do now as a baseline is to do blood work, and we don't need all the fancy tests that they do where they can tell you what you had to eat 7 years ago. I mean, not really, but you know what I mean, complicated tests. We do very simple tests where we just look at a CBC with differential to see, do you have chronic viral infections like mono? Epstein-Barr virus is a very common one, because that virus can continue to cause inflammation in your nervous system, re-triggering this inability of your central nervous system to break through the wall. It is all about the wall. If we can get your nervous system to communicate with every single cell in your body, you bet your life that it is designed to heal, and it can do it. Now, going through this experience that I went through with my son, going through Children's Hospital this weekend, the staff was fantastic. They were very caring, but a lot of you are not believed. You've done everything that your doctors have told you to do. You have taken the medicine, you've gotten the x-rays, you've taken the MRIs, you have been through the ringer, and then you're left with the sense that your body is incapable of healing. If you leave with no other message today, other than that your body is incredible, you're already better than before you watched this webinar. I have seen the most incredible miracles, feet that have almost turned black, open sores on the skin where the nerve pain is so severe, where they wanted to amputate those limbs, where once you connect the brain to the body again, that healing starts happening, and it happens quickly, and it is so profound and miraculous. And that's probably my favorite part of what we do here, is living for those miracles, seeing you guys come back from almost like being dead. One of my favorite quotes, I forget who it is by now, but it's a poem that says, "What is it you're going to do with your very one precious life?" So take us up on this consultation time. Before, about 6 weeks ago, I was too busy to connect with patients in the field anymore. I'm very much hands-on here, but I have hired an incredibly smart doctor that's by my side now. I'm training him in case something happens to me, that our system, this way of doing things, doesn't come to an end and die with me. And so I'm planning for all possible outcomes. But what it has given me is the gift of time. And what that gift means is that I get to pick up the phone and call you and connect with you and give you hope and give you specific advice, just to let you know that you're not alone, that there is hope, that others who are in terrible pain have gotten better. And if they can do it, then you can absolutely do it too. The fact that you watch this today means that you're not without hope, that you're still fighting, that you're still trying. So I congratulate you. I just see, can you do the initial consult online? So from Australia, we definitely speak to people all over the world. The time can be a little bit of a challenge. We may have to have you talk to us in the middle of the night, but we can use a Skype call or a Zoom call, and then we can see each other, which is an added bonus. So no matter where you are in the world, we will make that consult happen. If I don't have any other questions, okay, so if you want to book that consult today, you can go to drkatinka.com. That is drkatinka.com, and book that consult. It's an incredibly easy process. It will just walk you through it. You pay right there, and the consult, I believe, is only $49. And so we want to make it very possible for each one of you to talk to me. We do fill up fairly quickly. So if you think you want to talk to me, make sure and book that when we end this today. Yeah, Australians said it's 5 a.m. there. How dedicated you are, Vicky in Australia, for watching so early. I hope I started your day off fantastically. So Whitney in Australia asked if it's a one-time visit. In a sense, Whitney, but it is a program, so you will be here for 10 to 12 weeks if your case is very severe. You know, it's not a doctor's visit where you walk in and get one treatment and you're done. I have time for one more question. I'm going to give it back to Kaylee, if that's okay. Experience of Ehlers-Danlos and dysautonomia. Oh my goodness, we have the most amazing Ehlers-Danlos recovery stories. If you go to thespiroClinic.com, SPERO.com, you're going to see our documentary and you'll see Emily's story. Emily was suicidal with Ehlers-Danlos syndrome and now she's in remission, living a normal life. So yes, at any given time, we have about 3 or 4 patients in our clinic that suffer from Ehlers-Danlos syndrome. So yes, we do. You guys have been fantastic. I'm going to give this back to Kaylee. Thank you for watching. It was wonderful to connect with you.
Thank you guys so much for watching today. Don't forget to go to drkatinka.com. I'll try to see if I can share my screen with you guys really quickly so that you can see how to book that. Let's see. Oh, here we go. Okay, so in order to get to that consult, you're just gonna go online and then, sorry, let me move this over quickly. You're gonna go to www.drkatinka.com. Oh, sorry about that. From there, it will pull up all the dates that we have available. So you'll choose which one works for you. After you choose the date, it'll then show you all the times that we have available. If you aren't local, you might have to look up, this is in Central Standard Time, and it'll note that on the bottom as well. So just see how that compares with your own time zone. You can then click the time and enter your information. Like Dr. Katinka said, it's very straightforward and it'll walk you through. At the bottom, you can click Pay with PayPal. If you don't have PayPal, no worries, go ahead and click it anyways. And something will pop up that gives you the opportunity to pay with a debit or credit card as well. So please make sure you guys really take advantage of this opportunity to talk to Dr. Katinka because it can and will change your life. Thank you guys so much for watching and we will see you next time.